Hello, this is Sweet June. How's everybody doing today? I've been in a funk, guys. I've been really depressed lately, going through some things. Um, just it's hard for me to. I'm having issues with motivation, for getting my motivation up again. So it's hard for me. I got lots and lots of video topics that I actually wrote down, and so when I look at the list, I get a little geeked up. But then now I'm having a hard time getting my motivation up to actually do the video. So I'm struggling. I'm just, I'm trying to hang in there best I can. But going through some things right now. And anyway, I hope everybody's doing okay. Springtime is around the corner, thank God. Um, Hang in there. I'm trying to do the same thing. But what I want to talk about is I'm trying to be neutral on this whole R. Kelly situation. I'm not really trying to talk about that specifically. Not really going to talk about specific because I'm trying to be neutral on all that because a lot of people are very passionate about him. They think he's innocent. Some people think he's guilty. A lot of people are kind of on the fence because they love his music so much and all that. So I'm just going to be neutral on that whole thing there. But I was looking at his interview and all that, and then the situation with Michael Jackson, how they want to keep throwing these child abuse accusations at him. And so I actually put a statement on Facebook. I was just marinating on thinking about those things going on, and these people being held to the fire, and um, and I actually put a statement on Facebook, and I decided to do a video to further expand on that comment that I made on Facebook. I was basically marinating on the fact that they hold us black people to a higher standard. Black people are held to a higher standard because a lot of people are coming on. A lot of people are upset because a lot of black people are upset because of the fact that they say that Elvis Presley um, and some of the other older artists, you know, they say Elvis Presley married his wife, Priscilla Presley. She was only 14 years old, and they're bringing up all these other celebrities, Harvey Weinstein and everything that mess with underage people or whatever, um, and they're not being held accountable. They're not really being held to the fire like these, the black men are, and so a lot of black folks are upset because of that. And so um, that's what I was marinating on the fact. I said, well, us black people are held to a higher standard. We've always been held to a higher standard. They've always held us to a higher standard, and it's always been a double standard. We've always had to be subjected to a double standard, and we've always been held to a higher standard. And I put a comment on Facebook about it, and so I wanted to further expand on that comment. And basically, what I was saying is that um, black people, as black people, we have to watch our conduct. We have to watch our conduct. We have to really, really watch what we do because we are held at a higher standard. It's unfair. That's basically what I was saying on Facebook. It's unfair. Yes, it is so unfair. It is not right. But we all know our black people that are of a certain age. We know that the playing field has never been level, and we've always had to endure injustices. As black people, we've always had to endure injustices. That's the way it's always been ever since they brought our people over here on the slave ships. From day one, we've always had to endure injustices from day one. And that's just the way it's always been. And so we white folks can do something in all reality. White folks can do something and it'll be swept under the carpet or whatever, and they're not held to the same accountability. But let a black person do that same thing, uh, it's 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 made a huge deal is made about it, and get folk they ready to lock folks up. They ready to do this and that and the other. And so we've always been held as black people. We have always been held to a higher standard. And so my thought is that we have to, as black people, we got to watch our conduct. We have to watch our conduct. And I and that's in all walks of life, and all walks of life as black people, even in the workplace. I've seen evidence of in work, many jobs. I've had many jobs, and I've seen evidence of it time and time again in the workplace. And it used to make, and I told my sons this too. I said, before they started working, I said, you're gonna see a lot of things on the job that it's not gonna be right. It's gonna be some double standards. It's gonna make you mad, but you just gotta keep on doing what you gotta do. And we've always had to be better. Sometimes I don't think they understand why black people are exceptional at everything, or we're so good at everything. And that's because we have to be. Because in the workplace, white folks can slack off and do this and that and the other, but then let you do it as a black person. You do it as a black person, they make a federal case out of it. It's a big, huge deal. They make a huge deal out of it, and they make a federal case out of it. And I've seen evidence of that time and time again on pretty much all the jobs that I've had. I've seen evidence of that. It's like white folks can do something, it's literally swept under the carpet, and it's overlooked. But then let you do that same thing. If you do the same thing, then it's they might as well, you be thinking they're getting ready to call the federal government in and everything like that. They make such a big deal out of it. They make a big federal case out of it when you do it. And I mean, there's been times where I thought I was going to be fired because um and it doesn't have to be something major. It could be something minor. And then you see the white folks making the same mistakes. If you make a mistake, and it could be something like a mistake, you can make a mistake, and they make a big deal out of it, and you get in tons of trouble. But then let a white person make that same mistake, it is literally swept under the carpet. And that's one of the things that make me so angry about working. And I've seen evidence of it time and time again. And so um, us black people, we always have to be better. I told my sons this. We always have to be better. We have to be exceptional. We have to work twice as hard. Everybody know black people at a certain age. We all know that's the way it's always been. And it's highly unfair, and it does make you angry. It makes you angry because it's not fair. You know and because everybody should be held to the same standard. It doesn't matter, especially particularly in the workforce. In the workplace, everybody should be held to the same standard. It shouldn't be, you're held to this standard, and then these people are held to this standard. It should be the same standards across the board for everybody. But I've seen evidence of time and time again that it didn't go down like that. And so we always have to watch, as black people, we always have to watch our conduct. We have to watch what we do. We even have to watch what we say, because we're gonna be held to the fire, and we're gonna really be held more accountable. Why is it whereas they do something, I'm just keeping it 100. It's nothing against white people. I love everybody, but like I've said time and time again, I don't come on here. I'm not on here to sugarcoat. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything for you guys. This is the way it is. Everybody know that this is the way it's always been. And so we are held at a higher standard. They held us to a higher standard. We are held at more accountability. And so everybody, R. Kelly's around my age, so he should know. But sometimes when you get a certain level of fame, sometimes you get a certain level of fame, or you get a certain amount of money, you get rich and you get a certain level of fame. I honestly think that some black folks forget about certain things. They forget that they don't care nothing about you being black at the end of the day. It doesn't matter if you're a basketball player or a singer or actor. It doesn't matter at the end of the day if you're still black, and at the end of the day you are still black, and you're going to be held to the same accountability as all the other black people out there. And I think that black celebrities, when they get to a certain level, I think they have a tendency to forget that. They think that because they have the fame and money, that they think that, in a sense, that they're escaping all that. No, you're not. You're not escaping all that. They're gonna be, and they're gonna make it. What they're gonna do is they're gonna make an example out of you. Because of the fact that you are rich and famous. That in turn is gonna wind up being turned against you, and and they're gonna literally make an example out of you. And so that's what's happening in that situation. And so it's a messy situation. That whole situation is messy. But it just made me marinate, and think about that, how we as black people, we really have to watch our conduct. We have to watch it. We have to be exceptional. We have to be better. But we also have to watch our conduct. And we have to watch, because even as a black woman, um, like I said, we're the most horribly stereotyped, scrutinized women on the planet. And so it's almost expected for us to have an attitude and this and that, and it's like we almost can't even be human. We almost can't have normal human emotions without somebody thinking that we're mean and bitter and have a horrible attitude and this and that and the other, and have all these labels on us. And at the end of the day, we're a human being and have the same emotions as everybody else. But we're not allowed to have those emotions. As black women, we're not allowed to have those emotions without having all these labels thrown at us. And I know that, like I said, I've mentioned in one of my other videos, because of the stereotypes, there has been people like, I'm not like, I'm a nice person, and I'm not, I'm a non-confrontational type person. I've always been that way, but it's because of the stereotypes. People expect me to be a certain way because I am a black woman. And so when I'm not that way, when I don't, because I don't carry myself like that. I literally don't carry myself that way. And so because I don't carry myself like that, people, it has a tendency to reverse for me. People have the tendency to think that I'm weak, I'm soft. I had a lady on this job that I have now, say that I'm soft. Yes, she called me soft. And so I said, I'm not soft. I just know how to pick and choose my battles. It's a difference between being soft and knowing how to pick and choose your battles. And I'm old enough to know how to do that. Where she's this little young thing. She was saying that in the midst of her ranting and raving, and cussing and ranting and raving and stuff. And I said something, and she said, "Well, you're soft." Really? I said, no, I know how to pick and choose my battles. There's a difference. And so that's the people have the tendency to think that of me because I'm a black woman, and because I'm a black woman, I'm expected to be a certain way. I'm expected to have an attitude, and I'm a Christian, so I don't go around cussing at folks and cussing and hollering and all that stuff. I don't carry myself like that because I am a Christian, and 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 I don't carry myself like that anyway. Even if I wasn't a Christian, I wouldn't be carrying myself like that because that's just not me. I wasn't raised that way. I wasn't brought up like that. Um, I was raised taught to treat people with kindness and respect people. And I just, my mother wasn't like that. My aunts wasn't like that. My grandmother wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? So I just wasn't raised that way. And so that's just not who I am. But because I'm a black woman, it's expected for me to be that way. And I've had people, and so it's reversed. It's like, because I'm expected to be uh, a black woman with an attitude and all this kind of stuff, and kind of confrontational and things like that. And I'm the total opposite of that. And because I'm the total opposite of that, they accuse me of being weak or not standing up for myself. Really? I said, I know how to pick and choose my battles. And so I make the decision of whether something is worth me speaking out for or whatever. And if I do speak out, I know how to do it in an appropriate manner without ranting and raving or whatever. So, cussing and howling and all those kind of things. Um, I might have done it at home. My kids might have seen me. I'm be honest, my kids might have seen me like that over the past few years. But I do not carry myself that way. So it's just bad. It's just being a black person is very, very, very difficult, particularly being a black woman, and being a black man is rough too. It's just you have all these labels thrown at you. It's like all these labels. Can I just be a human being out here? Can we just be human beings out here? You know, it's hard enough trying to be a human being, and then you add that element of being black. Well, anyway, I'm getting off the topic, but that's basically the point that I was making on Facebook, and I wanted to further expand that here on YouTube. That we got, as black people, we really got to watch our conduct because we're going to be held to a much higher standard. Uh, and it's not fair, it's not right, but that's the way it's always been. And but when Jesus come back, he gonna level the playing field. When Jesus come back, he gonna level the playing field. It ain't gonna go down like that. It's really not gonna go down like that. So that's the only thing I just wanted to say. I was marinating on that. I put that thought on Facebook, so I said, well, I'm gonna go ahead and expand that on YouTube. So let me know what you think in the comment section. I got to stay tuned. I got a lot more video topics coming up. I just got to get up enough motivation to do them. I got some good ones too. So stay tuned. Like and please subscribe to my channel. Okay. God bless you. This is Sweet Jill.